Welcome to episode 3 of Shan Subs. We're gonna be talking about an article that I actually obviously started writing today. I think I will finish it today also, which you'd be happy to hear because most of the time, ever since I've started my podcast, I've just been talking about articles that haven't even been posted yet. But this one definitely will be posted today, seeing as I feel as though because I drafted it this morning. It's practically finished. I just need to go over it again, once it's all typed up. Because I typed it on my phone, which is what's so bad. I need to stop doing that. As in, I need to start writing stuff. I write most of my articles on my computer. And I have to, I should make sure to type draft up an article, for example, put it in Google Docs and then switch it over to Substack and just copy it in because it's easier that way. If I do it obviously how I've done it today, which is type on my phone, then I have to read from my phone and type it in, which is just long. But we're gonna be talking about my article is called I was today years old. I was today years old when I found out that Sam Taylor Johnson was a director, which is which is so bad to say. When I've finished drafting this whole piece, I was it feels bad to say that I didn't know what Sam Taylor Johnson did. Like I literally just knew her as Aaron's wife and the woman who stole his youth. Because you know what's crazy? And I probably feel like I should research this. Did Aaron ever date any women aside from Sam? Or did the whole entirety of his whole career, obviously when he started out, when he was it 14? 14, 16? I don't know. I think people say she met him when he was 14. So, and then obviously they got together when he was 16. But the timeline's all a bit messy. It's all a bit blurry. But obviously what I'm trying to say is I want to know is, did he get to did he get to experience? Do you know what I mean? Not even in a weird way, but just did he get to experience people around his age, or is it the kind of thing where he fell for Sam and it was all about Sam from since he was young to now? It's crazy. I wonder how it must be when they tell that story to people when it's he's ever since I was 16 years old, I've been in love with this woman, and he's now 34. 16 versus 34 is a big, big leap. It's very big. And to think that you've spent that much time with somebody, or just from young to old, or not 34 is not young, not old, sorry. I just mean just from that age all the way to 34 is crazy. So, and what I'm trying to say is that I just think, is it that did he not experience anybody else, and did he just experience her? Because if so, then it makes it obviously it doesn't make it weird, but as in he should have just had the chance to experience people who was the same age him, even if he did feel Sam was the right person for him. It just would have been good if, of course, if he had been able to say that um he had people he was interested in, which probably he would have had to. You think to yourself, what about stuff if he was in school and stuff like that, would he have met people who, sorry, would he have met people who were around the same age as him, and would he have fell for them, but then not really explored it because obviously he would have already have met Sam and yeah. Even writing this article now, yeah, I'm like to myself, of course, I'm like to myself when now I'm talking about the age, not, no, sorry, not the age gap, sorry, the Abe leap, the one that of the duration that he's been with her. I've started to say to myself, it's of course, when she first met him, it was weird, but then afterwards, it doesn't stay weird. Almost, I feel as though that's the thing. It's crazy. I think to myself, the situation is weird, but after a while, obviously, when he becomes a grown man, which he now is, and he's 34 and he has a family with her, and he's married to her and he looks after her children. But it kind of just becomes a thing where it's like, it's not weird anymore. It's just his life, and it's just the way he's choosing to live. Yeah, I think that's what I kind of come to the conclusion in my article, that it's just like, it's Sam and Aaron's personal life, and the only reason we're able to have so much say, have so much discussion, so much discourse. I love the word discourse, sorry. So much discourse about it is because they're celebrities. And if, everyday age gaps happen all the time, and, like, well, people go to jail. I mean, because I meant when an adult dates a minor, he goes to jail. But, like, I suppose that's just what the difference is, for one thing. The difference is that, I think, uh is it in the US? Yeah, in the US, I'm sure that 16 is legal. That's why, obviously, she was able to get engaged to him, because he was obviously of legal age. So I think that's what it's about. But I'm sure that, no, in the UK, I know that, when you're 16, yeah, you're still considered a minor. So you're not actually allowed to do all that marrying stuff. But everybody knows that the rules in the US and the rules here are way different. In the US, people carry guns. In the UK, it's illegal here. So, it's all the difference of how things work, and how, like I'm saying, like, it's how that, once we now see him and he's a grown man, it's kind of where, kind of thing, we just say, oh, like, it's not weird anymore. Like, they're both adults. When she met him, he wasn't. But what's the point of, going over the past, and you have to just say, like, he has a life, Sam has a life, like. And that, why my article is called that, is because, yeah, like, obviously, I was mainly zooming in on the fact that Sam was with Aaron Tyler Johnson, and that's what I knew about her. I didn't know that she also directed films. And, but to be fair, from that YouTube video that I watched, it really kind of led me to believe that she's not actually that good a director. But even though she's not a good director, which isn't the point, that's still her career. So it's just like, I thought to myself, I don't want to, like, obviously think about her just as a woman who, yes, scooped up Aaron Taylor Johnson at a very ripe young age, and it almost comes across a bit weird because she was obviously a family friend. But yeah, so it comes across because she was a family friend, but you want to pull it back a bit and say, Sam Taylor is also, she's also, a, a female director in the Hollywood industry, and they don't get much, flowers. They don't are not spoke about all that much. I guess, if we think about female directors, for example, we could say that Greta Gerwig, she is one of, one of, if not the best. That's my personal opinion, but I would say that Greta Gerwig, I don't feel like, because people obviously are talking about how, they just feel like the way that Sam did back in, Back to Black, was just poor direction skills, and, like, poor pacing, which I think is a flaw that they're saying that Sam has in directing. And really, like, Gerwig doesn't have those issues. Like, Gerwig doesn't have pacing issues. She's done great films. Greta has, like, that's crazy. Gerwig has done great films, and she has an extensive catalog. If we also add that as well, because I think Sam, yeah, people were saying Sam's only done like 4 films, and then like Gerwig. Gerwig has done like she's also done around 4. I mean, I think I've watched 4 of Greta's personally, but I meant Greta's also done a few others that I haven't seen. But I know that four's the main for me because that's all I've seen of hers. But I also haven't really watched her in Frances Ha either, which is something that I do want to watch. But sometimes it feels weird to watch a director like, like as in to watch a director act. Because I know that directors can act, but it feels weird because you're like, you're a director and usually you're behind the camera, not in front of it. So it feels weird. Because even when I think about the fact that like Zoe Kravitz is obviously an actress. She's great at acting. Our first introduction to Zoe is as an actress. So it's kind of like, we've seen her as an actress. We believe she's an actress. And we don't know much about her directing aside from now Blink Twice, which I haven't seen, but I will watch it eventually. But it's kind of like, yeah, just even with that, it's just as to say it feels weird to see a director act versus to see them direct. Because obviously, when I look at directors, I know to myself, oh yeah, a director is born to direct. Like, even when I was looking at, I think, no, I was watching an interview, sorry. I was watching an interview of Christopher Columbus, and he was talking about working on Harry Potter. And when you look at him, you're like, he is a director. Like, you wouldn't see him act, you would see him direct because it's what he's born to do, and you can see how natural he is with the cast members. And I can also see how natural Greta is with the cast members that she works with. Same way in Lady Bird and Little Women, just mentioning two. But to wrap this whole thing up though, um yeah, I think what I realized on writing this article is that I kind of just felt weird about the fact that I didn't know that she was a director. But then maybe I also shouldn't feel bad because then I'm like, she's actually not that great a director. So me not knowing that she's a director means she hasn't done as well as I think she has. Because it's like you always know of notable directors for obviously how good their films do, of course. That's how you know of them and how you can recount their names from the top of your head. But if you only come to find that they're a director, it's because they haven't made much noise. They haven't made much noise. They haven't made much, what's the word? Yeah, like I said, the same statement. They haven't made much noise. They haven't made much awards, achievements, all those kinds of things. Because obviously, I could list to you right now, like I obviously mentioned Greta and Christopher Columbus, but I can mention to you way more directors, and obviously you'd be in agreement that you know of these directors because you know of their stellar works, and that's why you know who they are. But if we say, oh yeah, I was today years old that I found out that Sam Taylor Johnson is a director, because obviously her work has not been that great. Like, it's been work that no one really talks about, but they only talk about it in a negative light. So that means if it's spoke about in a negative light, you're not going to hear that much about it, even though obviously it's being scrutinized and poorly talked about. But you don't want to hear about poorly talked about films, do you? Not really. You obviously want to hear about good ones. But I guess that's the conclusion. That that article will probably be out later today, so watch out for that. And thank you for listening to my podcast. I hope you continue to listen to my podcast episodes as well, because I feel like I have a very extensive list of podcasts of topics I want to talk about in general, because I had been doing a series on TikTok, and then I decided that I would move here where it feels better to have, I guess, to have a longer time to talk, because I think on TikTok you talk for like 10 minutes is the max. But I guess on here, and if you have your own podcast and platform, you can talk for as long as you like. So I guess that's the difference. And that's why, yeah, I have loads more to talk about. So I hope that you come back, you listen to what I have to say. And yeah,